Hey y'all, I know you are super excited about this upcoming game against Baylor. It's homecoming and it's our first conference game back in the Big 12. We are all super proud of our Colorado team going into this week with a 2-1 start, especially after that big win over Colorado State. Because like Coach Prime said, we needed that win bad. I'm sure you noticed in that game that we had some changes in the lineup, both on the offensive and defensive side of the ball, that definitely created a huge impact in the win over Colorado State. And so I want to make sure that we really get to know our players so that we can cheer them on and call them by name when they dominate on the field this Saturday against Baylor. So here are the projected starters and backups on the offense for this week's game against Baylor. Hey y'all, welcome to Primetime Superfans Media, where we show love and highlight athletes who are game changers like Coach Prime and the Colorado Buffaloes, along with other super talented and exciting athletes who are making a positive impact in the world. This is your favorite fangirl, Auntie Joy, and if you're a super fan like me, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos like this. Welcome to Primetime Superfans Media. In the starting quarterback position is Colorado player number 2, Shedeur Sanders, who stands at 6'2", weighs 215 pounds, a senior from Dallas, Texas. Shedeur transferred from Jackson State University in 2023. Last season, he played in 11 games, completed 298 of 430 passes for a total of 3,230 yards and 31 touchdowns. In the first 3 games of this season, Shedeur has completed 85 of 121 passing attempts for a total of 999 yards and 9 touchdowns. Despite the loss and low-scoring game against Nebraska, Shedeur still leads the FBS in completions and is 4th in passing yards and 4th in touchdown passes. Colorado backup quarterback is number 16, Ryan Staub, a 6'1", 200-pound redshirt freshman from Stevenson Ranch, California. Staub played in 3 games during the 2023 season, starting in the last game of the season against Utah. He completed 17 of 24 passes for 195 yards, with his first career TD to Travis Hunter. Ryan had 2 passing attempts in the game against Nebraska this year when Shedeur was out with a potential concussion. Starting at running back is Colorado player number 23, Isaiah Auguste, who stands at 6'2", weighs 210 pounds, a sophomore from Naples, Florida. Isaiah transferred from Arkansas State University, where he played in 11 games as a true freshman, finishing the season with 35 carries for 202 yards and 1 touchdown. Isaiah was a 4-star prospect from high school, ranked as high as the 13th running back in his class. Isaiah started last week in the game against CSU, and despite having 1 fumble, he looked explosive with 31 yards on 6 carries. Also starting at running back this week is Colorado player number 29, Micah Welch, who stands at 5'9", weighs 205 pounds. The freshman from Milledgeville, Georgia, was a 3-star high school player and was ranked as high as the number 38th running back in the 2023 class by Rivals. In high school, Micah had a total of 3,759 rushing yards with 47 touchdowns. He had 254 receiving yards, 210 return yards, as well as 30 tackles on defense. Micah definitely impressed Coach Prime during fall camp, and he stole the show in last week's game against Colorado State, running for 65 yards on 9 carries, with his longest run of 25 yards. The backup running back for this week is Colorado player number 44, Charlie Offerdahl, who stands at 5'11", 185 pounds, a junior from Littleton, Colorado. Charlie is one of our original Buffs who finally earned a scholarship after being a walk-on player for 3 years. In 2023, Charlie played in 8 games, primarily on special teams, and he had 2 rushes for 11 yards against Nebraska. In 2022, he played in 12 games, accumulating 37 carries for 150 yards and 2 receptions for 47 yards. This week, Charlie is listed as a backup rusher after starting the first 2 games. He has a total of 11 carries for 35 yards. Starting at wide receiver is Colorado player number 12, Travis Hunter, who stands at 6'1", weighs 185 pounds, a junior from Swanee, Georgia. Travis transferred from Jackson State University, where he played 1 season under Coach Prime as the first 5-star player to ever play at an HBCU. Travis is one of the most elite players in college football history, winning the Paul Hornung Award in 2023. He played 1,138 snaps, 475 on offense, 631 on defense, and 32 on special teams. Travis is awesome both on and off the field, earning a 4.0 GPA in 2023, and he was featured front and center on the new EA Sports College Football 25 video game. In the first 3 games of this season, Travis continues to prove why he's projected to be a top 2025 NFL draft pick, recording 342 receiving yards, 5 touchdowns on 30 carries. Also starting at wide receiver is Colorado player number 10, LaJohntay Wester, who stands at 5'11", 167 pounds, a senior from Palmetto, Florida. LaJohntay transferred from Florida Atlantic University, where he played in 45 games over 4 seasons, recording 252 receptions for 2,703 receiving yards and 21 touchdowns, with 2 being rushing and 1 a punt return. Wester was named the AAC Special Teams Player of the Year and earned first-team honors for both wide receiver and special teams. In the first 3 games of this season, LaJohntay has shown his star power with 14 carries for 158 yards and 3 touchdowns. LaJohntay is super excited to play his last season at Colorado alongside his younger brother, linebacker Jalen Wester. Also starting at wide receiver is Colorado player number 14, Will Shepard, who stands 6'3", weighs 205 pounds, a graduate from Madison, Louisiana. Shepard transferred from Vanderbilt University, where as a senior, he started in all 12 games, recording a team-high 684 receiving yards and 8 receiving touchdowns. Shepard ranked in the top 15 in the SEC as a receiver and 8th in Vanderbilt history to accumulate over 2,000 career receiving yards. In the first 3 games of this season, Shepard has had 12 receptions for 143 yards, with his longest reception being 30 yards. Also starting at wide receiver is Colorado player number 5, Jimmy Horn Jr., who stands at 5'10", weighs 170 pounds, a senior from Sanford, Florida. Jimmy transferred from the University of South Florida, where he played in 23 games, recording 67 receptions for 959 yards and 4 receiving touchdowns, with 16 kick returns for 323 yards. Last season at CU, Jimmy started in every game, recording 58 catches for 567 yards and 6 touchdowns, and even tested out his QB skills, throwing his first career touchdown for a 30-yard completion. In the first 3 games of this season, Jimmy has 14 receptions for 246 yards, with his longest catch being 69 yards with 1 touchdown. And by the way, Jimmy just earned a new NIL deal with Freddy's Frozen Custard and Steak Burgers. So stop by your nearest location and show your support. Backup wide receivers this week includes Colorado player number 82, Terrell Timmons, who stands at 6'2", weighs 195 pounds, a junior from Greensboro, North Carolina. Terrell transferred from North Carolina State, where he played in 12 games, recording 11 receptions for 195 yards and he had 3 receptions in his true freshman season in 2022. In the first 3 games of this season, Terrell has had 2 receptions for 12 yards, with his longest catch being 10 yards. Also at backup wide receiver is Colorado player number 4, Omarion Miller, who stands at 6'2", weighs 195 pounds, a sophomore from Vivian, Louisiana. Omarion came to CU as a 4-star recruit from high school. And as a freshman last year, he played in 10 games, starting in 2, recording 11 receptions for 234 yards and 1 touchdown. He had a breakout game against USC, earning him Pac-12 Player of the Week, setting multiple records as a freshman. Last year, Omarion wore the number 14, but this year, he's earned his favorite number 4. In the first 3 games, Omarion has yet to garner a catch, but we know he's absolutely capable of showing up in a big way. Also at backup wide receiver is Colorado player number 6, Draylon Miller, who stands at 6'1", weighs 195 pounds. The freshman from Silsbee, Texas. Draylon entered CU as a 4-star recruit, ranked as high as the 12th best receiver in the nation and the 9th best player in Texas. In high school, Draylon had 155 receptions for 3,571 yards and 43 touchdowns. He had an additional 94 rushes for 778 yards, 13 kickoff returns for 272 yards, and 16 punt returns for 717 yards. This season, Draylon has had 2 receptions for 7 yards as a true freshman. Also at backup wide receiver is Colorado player number 18, Cam Michael, who stands at 6'1", weighs 190 pounds, a freshman from Statesboro, Georgia. Cam entered CU as a 4-star recruit, ranked as high as the 5th athlete nationally and the 14th best player in Georgia. In high school, Cam accumulated 1,700 yards and 22 touchdowns on offense. And on defense, he rushed for over 1,600 yards for 10 touchdowns and also played quarterback, throwing 11 touchdowns. Cam was a 3-sport athlete, also playing baseball and running track. He hasn't seen the field this year yet at CU due to an injury from fall camp, but we know he can do big things. There are no starters in the position of tight end for CU, but the backup tight end is Colorado player number 31, Savell Small, who stands at 6'3", weighs 260 pounds, a junior from Seattle, Washington. Savell transferred from the University of Washington, where he appeared in 29 games over 3 seasons, recording 32 tackles, 1 for a loss, and 1 fumble recovery. He had his best season in 2022 with 14 tackles and 1 for a loss. This season, Savell has had 2 receptions for 15 yards and made impact, helping to block on offense. Also at backup tight end is Colorado player number 81, Sam Hart, who stands at 6'5", weighs 255 pounds, a graduate from Aurora, Colorado. Sam previously played at Ohio State University, where he appeared in 6 games over 3 seasons. At Ohio State, Sam was a 2-time scholar athlete and academic All-Big Ten Conference honoree. Starting at left tackle is Colorado player number 77, Jordan Seaton, who stands at 6'5", weighs 285 pounds, a freshman from Washington, D.C. Jordan entered CU as a consensus 5-star recruit, ranked as the highest tackle in the class of 2024. Jordan played high school ball at IMG Academy, where he helped IMG to a 10-0 record during his senior year. Jordan was the 3rd top-ranked player to be recruited by Coach Prime in the last 3 years. In the first 3 games of this season, Jordan has started on each offensive snap. In last week's game against CSU, he earned a pass block grade of 83.6. This week, starting at left guard, is Colorado player number 56, Tyler Brown, who stands at 6'3", weighs 310 pounds, a senior from Jackson, Mississippi. Tyler transferred from Jackson State University, where he started in 13 games and earned first-team All-SWAC. Prior to Jackson State, Tyler played 3 seasons at Louisiana Lafayette University, where he played in 11 games, helping his offensive line to be ranked 5th nationally and 1st in the Sun Belt Conference. Although he transferred from JSU with Coach Prime in 2023, he saw no game action as he was ruled ineligible to play by the NCAA, which subsequently changed its rules. And so this year, Tyler is hungry to prove himself, starting in the first 3 games of the season. Starting at center is Colorado player number 58, Hank Zelinkas, who stands at 6'3", weighs 285 pounds. A sophomore from Inglewood, Colorado, Hank is an original buff, staying on the team after Coach Prime took over in 2023. From high school, Hank was ranked as a 3-star prospect. In 2023, he played in 11 games, starting in 2 of them, allowing no quarterback hits and only 1 sack on 104 pass blocking attempts, and did not have any penalties called against him in 142 offensive plays. This year, Hank has started in the first 3 games on every offensive snap. After being overmatched in the Nebraska game, he played a strong game against CSU, helping to protect Shedeur, only allowing 1 sack. Starting at right guard is Colorado player number 67, Khalil Benson, who stands at 6'6", weighs 305 pounds, a junior from Webb, Mississippi. Khalil transferred from the University of Indiana, where he played in 24 games over his 4 seasons there, starting in 12 straight games during the 2023 season. He had a PFF run block grade as high as 87.2, giving up only 1 sack all year with 424 pass attempts. This season, Khalil has started in all 3 games here at Colorado, and he's performed outstanding, especially in the game against CSU, after moving from left guard to right guard. Starting at left tackle this week is Colorado player number 54, Philip Houston, who stands at 6'5", weighs 250 pounds, a junior from McKinney, Texas. Houston transferred from Florida International University, where he appeared in 16 games over 2 seasons, recording 651 snaps, finishing 2023 with a PFF grades of 66.6 on offense, 67.3 on pass blocking, and 64.8 on run blocking. Houston got his first start at left tackle in the game last week against CSU and helped the O-line give Shedeur the time he needed to do his thing. Houston comes from an NFL caliber family, with his grandfather playing for the Chicago Bears. Backup tackle this week is Colorado player number 71, Peyton Kirkland, who stands 6'6", weighs 350 pounds, a redshirt freshman from Orlando, Florida. Peyton transferred from the University of Texas, where he redshirted. Peyton was a 3-star prospect out of high school, where he was ranked as high as the 18th interior offensive lineman in the 2023 class. He also has family ties to the NFL, with his uncle Perry Harrington being drafted by the Philadelphia Eagles in 1980. Back up at left guard this week is Colorado player number 66, Justin Mayers, who stands at 6'4", weighs 320 pounds. A graduate from Frisco, Texas, Justin transferred from the University of Texas at El Paso, where he played in 35 career games over 5 seasons, including every game of the last 2 seasons at left guard. In 2023, he had 6 games with a PFF greater than 80 at pass blocking, only allowing 1 sack in 402 passing attempts. Justin earned Conference USA Academic Honor Roll for 4 straight years from 2020 to 2023. This year, Justin has started in the first 2 games of the season. The backup center this week is Colorado player number 51, Yakiri Walker, who stands at 6'2", weighs 270 pounds, a junior from Dallas, Texas. Yakiri transferred from the University of Connecticut, where he played in 17 games over 2 seasons. In 2023, He played a total 797 snaps, recording a PFF pass block grade of 70 or greater with only 3 penalties the entire season. Ukiri also played baseball in high school, earning first-team all-district honors. Backup right guard is Colorado player number 55, Kareem Harden, who stands at 6'5", weighs 315 pounds, a junior from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Kareem transferred from Butler Community College, where he was ranked a 3-star junior college player and played in 9 games over 2 seasons. In 2023 at CU, Kareem played in 11 games, recording 326 snaps, allowing only 4 sacks and 4 hurries in 11 games. And on special teams, we have kicker number 16, Alejandro Mata, who stands at 5'9", weighs 190 pounds, a junior from Beaufort, Georgia. Mata transferred from Jackson State University, where he played under Coach Prime in 13 games as a true freshman, hitting 12 of 13 field goals and 50 of 51 extra points for 86 points. Last season at CU, Mata made 10 of his 12 field goal attempts with a season-long kick of 47 yards against Utah and 1 game-winning field goal against Arizona. So far this season, Mata has made 9 of the 9 extra points attempted. However, he has only made 2 of 4 field goals, with his longest being 27 yards. Now, missing is not typically Mata's characteristic, and because of his high accuracy, he's been given the moniker Mata Don't Miss by Coach Prime. So let's cheer him on in this game against Baylor, and hopefully he won't miss. Also on special team is kickoff kicker number 17, Jace Feely, who stands at 6 feet, weighs 215 pounds, a junior from Gilbert, Arizona. Jace transferred from Arizona State University, where he played in 4 games as a redshirt freshman. Last season at CU, Feely played in 11 games as a kickoff specialist, scoring 22 points on the season. Jace is the son of Jay Feely, who played 14 years in the NFL. And this season, Jace has made an impact on the field during kickoffs with a touchback percentage of 23. Also on special team is punter number 15, Mark Bassett, who stands at 6'4", weighs 225 pounds, a senior from Melbourne, Australia. Mark transferred from the University of Louisville, where he punted for 2 seasons, averaging 43 yards per punt with a long of 73 yards. Last season at CU, Mark played in all 12 games, recording 65 punts for 2,845 yards, with 22 inside the 20-yard line and just 3 touchbacks. Mark earned numerous accolades on the field during the 2023 season and has been selected by Coach Prime to wear an L on his jersey this season. And so far this season, Mark has registered 11 punts for 459 yards. Also in special teams, starting at long snapper, is Colorado player number 39, Cameron Hawkins, who stands at 5'11", weighs 220 pounds, a senior from Orange, California. Cameron transferred from the University of Arizona, where he saw action in 3 games over 3 seasons. Also on special teams is superstar wide receiver and kick returner number 5, Jimmy Horn Jr., who stands at 5'10", weighs 170 pounds, a senior from Sanford, Florida. And Jimmy transferred from the University of South Florida in 2023, where he had 16 kick returns for 323 yards. And this year, Jimmy has had 3 kickoff returns for a total of 99 yards. Also on special teams is wide receiver / punt returner number 10, LaJonte Wester, who stands at 5'11", weighs 167 pounds, a senior from Palmetto, Florida. LaJonte transferred from Florida Atlantic University, where he played in 45 games over 4 seasons, recording 252 receptions for 2,703 receiving yards and 21 touchdowns, with 2 of those touchdowns being rushing and 1 from a punt return. So far this season, LaJohntay has returned 4 punts for a total of 15 yards. Okay, Primetime Superfans. So now that you know more about who our starters and backups are on offense this week, you can cheer them on as they take on the Baylor Bears tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching Primetime Superfans Media. Please like, let me know your comments, and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this.